Hey guys, it is your boy Mr. Lix, and we are back again on this here channel, BrBpTV. Be real, be positive television, guys. I know I don't tend to upload much on this here channel, only doing things like podcasts and interviews and events and this kind of things there, guys. But unfortunately, my Mr. Lix reaction, guys, got a second strike. And that means we're going to be off for another 2 weeks right there, guys. I got a second strike as a result of me speaking about natural immunity. Back in the day, guys, it's a video that I did in 2021. 2 videos, actually. They gave me a 1 strike for 2 videos. We appealed the first one, but that didn't go through. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just forget it. If anything has to happen, if the channel gets a third strike, guys, I'm going to be deleting Mr. Lix reaction, guys, so that I can protect the other channels right there. On that basis, I will be definitely dropping on this channel for the next 2 weeks. So look out for more vibrations. Share this video everywhere as well in this regard. On the basis of the channel itself, I can't tell you. I don't know what's going on. It's a proven fact of the things that I was saying back then, but I don't think YouTube wants to push natural immunity when it comes on to this. So whatever it is, guys, just leave it where it is. And of course, one of the things that I heard that Mr. Beast was trying to say is about fusing channels, and I was thinking of how to do this. However, we're going to be jumping on the playlist, BrBpTV podcast, the reactions and stuff. And if anything does happen, we will just continue doing this stuff on this here channel right there. And then it pretty much coincides with what BrBpTV does, you know, making reference to certain things and providing a news detail. BrBpTV, however, is more professional structured. However, I will try my best to, you know, do more stuff when it comes down to the reactions right there. Now, guys, something took place yesterday, which was rather interesting. Last night, actually, and that was in the MAHAUT region. And it seems like there's an individual who came to Dominica, and we'll just get into that now, my brothers and sisters. Get a little insight as to what is going on right there.
I know nowhere safe inside of Mao. Nowhere safe. The church, full guns, they say.
So I don't know where this individual is getting this information. It could be true right there, but we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of what actually took place last night right there. Let me make this volume a bit louder for you guys to actually hear. And let me make everything louder so that you guys can actually hear the full thing right there. All right. Okay, cool. Let's hit it.
I know nowhere safe inside of Mao. Nowhere safe. The church, full guns, they say. A whole container gun.
Mr. M don't say things.
Christians walking strap in the community, I tell you now. This is a joke. They ordering fresh container of guns for the Christian people to start to kill people inside of Mao.
So easy. Somebody creative in that place, you know, guys. Somebody really creative.
So no workshop on it. See if you that guy. So don't believe in Christ.
And them have to follow, don't follow in, boy. And all the while out there, we boy.
So apparently an individual came to Dominica and he brought a container full of different things. And based off the claims that are being made on about the container, they said that the container is containing ammunitions. And of course, I believe the individual brought in ammunitions, and of course he was arrested and taken. My question here is, how on earth did this container manage to make it inside of Dominica if there's ammunitions and stuff inside of it? What was going on in that regard? Or was it based off them stating, according to a particular organization, which we'll be talking about in a moment, that organization was a reputable one, and as a result of them being reputable, they allowed the container to come in? This is one of the reasons why I believe that a lot of people back in the day, especially the mafia family, they used to utilize, you know, the churches to bring certain things in. Is that a good thing? I don't think that's a good thing at all, but that's something that actually used to happen back in the day, especially in mafia headed communities. So the churches will be there, and for the churches to not be in trouble with the mafia community, they used to sometimes use the churches, or there used to be some sort of corrupt priests and what they calling them again? Priests and popes and whatever they calling them, pastors and so forth in there. So certain things used to happen. There's also an incident, as I'm seeing this right there, when he mentioned in the Jewish community. Hopefully YouTube doesn't come for me saying this, but there have been some records where certain parts of the Jewish church have been involved in certain things involving underage people, and in trafficking them certain places. And of course, arrest was made, I think earlier this year or late last year, and of course, a number of persons were taken into on custody. So this is an interesting thing right there. However, I don't think that the people who the container came to are involved in anything, and I'll talk about that in a moment, guys.
And my people broke, sighted and smelling it.
So apparently, people were checking a number of things was inside there, and they should have stolen inside the container. This is interesting.
Yeah, it's a mutual. Not like serious sighted, look serious. Serious. See, I telling you, remember. I don't know what I'm telling you. Guns and drugs.
No, I don't know. Sometimes when people say certain things, you don't always take what they say with a grain of you tend to take what they say with a grain of salt, because they're talking about ammunition and drugs there, and I don't think that is actually the case at all. I could be wrong, but I'll tell you a reason why I'm saying this right there.
You have to flame, you know.
You have to flame. The individual is saying you have to flame.
I don't know how hot. Very, 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 very hot.
Yeah, he chop and go in the church and break bust up in the church. Chop.
So it seems like there was some sort of big showdown, man.
I mean, come on, why she have to go to the police for?
The individual is asking why did I'm guessing the person that the container came to the church vicinity, why she had to call the police. But there are ammunitions inside there. If there are ammunitions inside there, then of course she should. Why not? Anyways, this is Naren right there.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'm right here on the scene. The police have arrested a white man.
It's interesting that I actually know this white man. I'll let you guys know in a while.
And apparently they have confiscated a 40-foot container.
So it seems like the white man who came to Dominica brought the container with the stuff in there.
This is happening near the MAHAUT Gospel Tabernacle.
That's who I think the container came to.
Here is the container. It says Christ or Chaos.
Which is rather interesting right there. Why would you say Christ or chaos? Well, I can understand if you a man without Christ, just like Selassie said, a man without Christ is like a ship without a rudder. So if a ship doesn't have a rudder and it's in the middle of the ocean and the ocean is rough, then you would there would most likely be chaos there. True or false? So I'm thinking that is the case right there. But I think from just reading this and then people hearing that there are guns inside, ammunition inside there, people are like, what kind of chaos is being mentioned here? Either you choose Christ or we'll come for you. It seems like that is the narrative that a lot of people seems to have gotten, but I don't think that is the case right there. I think it's on the basis of, either you choose Christ or you suffer damnation. It's very simple in that regard. I know most people would not want to believe that, but I guess after death you'll find out. This is why it's important to choose this one, but you can choose this one too. It's all the choices that we have. Anyways, so all this thing was happening yesterday, guys. All this thing last night was happening. I had no clue what was happening, but a friend of mine hit me up saying, hey, what up? You heard the story on the ground about the container of guns? And then I was sent this thing right there. So when she sent this to me and I was reading this, I'll read this for you in a while. I realized that I actually know the guy. So some time back, the individual actually messaged me, and this is the emails right there. He messaged me stating his interest to come to Dominica. Now, guys, I tend to get a number of emails. This is just one of them. I tend to get I think probably last year I probably got 20, 25 or 30 emails of individuals expressing their interest to come to Dominica and do good things or just leave a life because they believe that where they are is a bit chaotic, and they tend to watch my videos to try to figure out, what's going on in Dominica. So he was also one of the individuals who was watching my videos, and of course getting some information on whether he should come to Dominica or what have you. But before I get into some of the emails, guys, you see this coming to Dominica. This is what he told me right there. But before I get into that, guys, let's take a read of the email, or not the email, the letter that was posted right there. Dear members of the media and the general public, we, the board of directors of Feed My Sheep FMS, this is the company that is associated to the church. I could be wrong, but from my understanding, that's what I'm getting. We, the board of directors of FMS, would like to make a public statement regarding a U.S. visitor named Jason Grog. This is how I found out. I was like, I know that name. And then I realized he was emailing me and what have you. Mr. Grog came to Dominica from the United States and offered his services as a volunteer at our organization, as many visitors have done in the past. However, due to the recent activities what is the word I'm looking for? Let's just say recent behavioral patterns towards our organization and members, we need to let the public know that we have disassociated ourselves from him. We would like to make it clear that Mr. Grogan has been given or has never been given any official position at the Feed My Sheep organization, nor does he speak on our organization in any capacity. He is not the director of FMS. I know sometimes some people tend to come, white people and the director. No, guys, that's not the case right there. And he is not a board of member nor manager. He is not a missionary of FMS. He has no power of attorney to sign any documents for, or I'm guessing that's probably why he sent the container on behalf of them, and they're like, they're thinking that's not our own. That's what he just sent to us, from my understanding of the whole thing. I could be wrong. Anyways, he has no authority from us to collect any financial donations for or on behalf of FMS. He has no permission from us to clear items from the port, nor pick up donations on behalf of FMS. We are not responsible for his conduct or how he may choose to represent himself to the public. Therefore, we want to pretty much officially state that Mr. Jason Grogan is no longer affiliated with the Feed My Sheep organization in any capacity. We have reported this matter to the appropriate authorities and are taking steps to ensure that our organization is not misrepresented or taken advantage of in the future. Feed My Sheep FMS is a non-profit organization. We'll find out a bit about what they're doing right there, guys, as time progresses. Anyways, FMS is a non-profit organization, youth and crisis center located in MAHAUT, Dominica. I never knew that this place existed until yesterday, guys. We are legally a legally registered NGO established for about just over 30 years, and our organization is committed to providing counseling, food, and support aid to those in need in Dominica, not just MAHAUT, but in Dominica as well. We rely on the support of our faithful donors and partners to continue our work, and we take our responsibility very seriously. So that means that they're not necessarily directing their support from the government. Maybe they probably do get support from the government or not, whichever it is, whoever their donors are. But it seems like most of their supporters seems to come from overseas, from my understanding of listening to some of the information that the lady was speaking about in the video. You'll hear it in a while. We appreciate your understanding in this matter. Would like to reiterate that Mr. Jason Grogan is not authorized to act on behalf of the FMS organization in any way. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact the numbers that you've seen right there in MAHAUT, Dominica. The Dominica numbers are right there, guys. If you want to find more information on that, let's go. Anyways, guys, now in accordance to the container, I'm not sure if it is actually his container. However, I believe that he was the one who got arrested. Anyways, on the basis of this is some of the emails that he was sending to me. Hello, my brother. This is him messaging me right there. I've been following you on YouTube and wanted to let you know I'm moving my family down to Dominica in September. That was when, that's in 2021. And he stated this very thing right there. I think he got some injuries. There are a number of persons, I don't want to confuse them, but that's what he stated right there. I would like to talk with you more about how I feel God is leading me to Dominica, but I'll leave you with a link to my Gab. That's a part of a network right there, just like Facebook, gab.com, as it tells the whole story. Please feel free to write back to me once you have checked out the site. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't check out the site. I didn't check out the site. I think he just, anyways. So my reply, hey, I'm Jason. Thanks for reaching out. Yes, Dominica is pretty. This is one of the things I always tell people who trying to come to Dominica, because sometimes they tend to see my vlogs and they say how much fun I'm having and so forth. People are nice and everything like that, but they don't understand the economic part of Dominica. So on the basis of just coming to Dominica, I also tell them, hey, yes, you want to come to Dominica. I don't hinder anybody from coming to Dominica, but I'm making sure that individuals know what is the best way to make it or survive in Dominica right there. So I tend to tell them that Dominica is a pretty wonderful place to be and visit for a number of great reasons, of course, entertainment, relaxation, come and enjoy nature, all these kind of things there are definitely Dominica and what Dominica offers. However, I would like to advise, though, that having an online job comes in handy towards finances due to the lack of economic opportunities. That's a fact in Dominica. Dominica lacks a lot of economic opportunities. So as a result of that, I tell them, okay, if you want to come to Dominica, I also mentioned the healthcare as well. Don't just say you want to come to Dominica and you don't have proper healthcare. If you want to be flown out back to your country, whether it's in the UK or United States or across the Caribbean, you definitely need to have that, because Dominica does not have the best healthcare. So I tend to tell these people all these things. You want to come? Yes, come and enjoy yourself. If you want to visit, sure, visit. But if you want to move, you have to have certain things or certain criteria that you are well taken care of where you can go back. I remember the very Prime Minister himself stated that he can fly his children and his family out for medical attention. The very Prime Minister stated that very thing right there. So if people want to come in, I'm not going to pretend, hey, everything you see me having fun, nice, dandy, we going out jet skiing and all those kind of things there. Well, that was back in the day. Or you see me hiking up places and, having fun in different events and this kind of things there. Yes, Dominica is fun, a fun place to be, but when it comes down to the economic aspect of things that you want to do, make sure that you cover dot your I's and cross your T's. I think that will be a very good thing right there. So I pretty much told him that if he has an online job, he wants to move his family and everything, calm down. You can always spend that money in Dominica, the US money that he will make online. If he can do this, and that would be a wonderful thing. Dominica will be pretty much a breeze. That's why I tell people, Dominica is a wonderful place to be. It's a very wonderful place to be. It's very relaxing, but the economy aspect is not helpful at all. This is why I think a number of, even in Dominica, they are trying to get people to start doing online jobs. I think they're trying to get them to do online jobs with a number of companies, Fiverr, a number of places where they can get to do, extra jobs. There's another one I'm thinking of. I can't remember. Well, I was thinking of, but I can't remember right now, where they tend to have Dominicans doing jobs online. So I tend to push people who want to come to Dominica to have jobs online. Come to Dominica, have fun, free up yourself, feel free, live a little more freer, and you would live in your own country. And of course, if you have to do what you have to do, definitely come through. But definitely have an online job right there where you can also supply for your family. Because one thing, when you're coming down, leaving your job in wherever you're coming from and come to Dominica to then try to take the jobs from the Dominican people, that is not very wise, especially the limited jobs that are here. And then you have people leaving schools and all those kind of things there who, it's not necessarily a good thing for the Dominicans themselves if overseas people are coming to take the jobs that Dominicans themselves can do. I find it very interesting. Guys, I don't know why this sun is looking like I'm Jesus right now. I shine in the light, man. So he has messaged me. I messaged him back stating, yes, you want to come to Dominica. You pretty much need to have an online job if you want to do so. Or maybe sometimes they tend to retire with a lot of money and want to come to Dominica. However, he was mentioning about God and this kind of things there to me, which is a good thing. But on the basis of him reaching out, wanting to link up with a number of churches and so forth and so forth. So I tell him anytime he's in Dominica, let me know, so that that is in other emails, guys. Let me know that, so I can link him to other people who would, potentially help him to establish. In my mind, I think he was coming to do some sort of missionary work or what have you. But based off the letter right there, it says that he came to do something. However, guys, on the basis of the container and the potential of the container containing guns, there's another email that he sent me right there. Now, this is what he sent me. Now, this email was in July, around July, and then there's this one in August. So he told me he has a question. I've got a question for you, my brother. Are firearms a sensitive subject on the island? I'm a firearms instructor and would like to teach safe gun handling and storage on the island in the future. Also, do you know anyone that has license to own a firearm? So it seems like he wanted to come down and do some sort of firearm training. And I'm guessing, so my email to him was, firearms aren't really a sensitive subject, but you would need a license to have one, which is accurate right there. You need to have a license to have one. Yes, I do know individuals that own licensed firearms in Dominica. It's not a common thing, but there are a few individuals who definitely have licensed firearms. I know a few of them in Dominica right there. And these people are not police officers. So, yeah, they have this equipment. So I think what he wanted to do here is come and teach, proper gun training, because he's a firearms instructor. If he feels like that's something he wants to do right there, then he should be able to do it. However, him coming down and bringing guns in Dominica without the authorities, I think that's a bit stretch. So when the individual in the beginning was talking about, arming Christians and Christians walking around, and if you don't trust Jesus, then it's trouble for you, and this kind of things, that was a bit far-fetched. you guys are creative, man. So I think that's what he wanted to do, and maybe he has decided to bring some firearms to Dominica to do his business or something of that sort to thing, which I think is a good thing, but you need to have proper permission to do certain things. You cannot just, you decide, hey, I want to just bring my firearms and teach people just like that. This is why I mentioned to him that he needs to have a license and this kind of things to be able to do this thing. So maybe in his head, he thought that he should bring them down, and then as he brought them down in the container, I'm guessing with other stuff. This is why I don't think that the container had drugs in there. I don't know where people are getting these things, but sometimes when, ammunition is involved, a lot of people think it's associated to, a lot of illegal substances. I don't think there was any of that in there. I could be wrong. But based off the back and forth information I have from me, he seems to have a good heart when it comes down to this thing. But the problem is he should have found out more information in that regard instead of just bringing containers of weapons down. He just asked me if there's a sensitive issue in that regard. I told him it's not really a sensitive issue, but he needs to have a license to do these things right there. And I don't think that was pretty much the end of the conversation. Right there, he never told me he was going to be bringing stuff down in 2023. This was in 2021, by the way. And I think I'm not 100% accurate. I should have read the emails, but I think he was supposed to come down during that time. However, I think there was the whole Rona situation. That was one. I think he may have gotten injured as a result of his legs. I think it's him that this happened to. I'm not sure. It could be somebody else. I wanted to come to Dominica. Like I stated before, a number of persons tend to reach out to me when it comes down to this situation right there. So that is the closest that I'm understanding of him when it comes down to ammunitions, brothers and sisters. He states as a firearm instructor, I would like to teach safe firearm handling and storage on the island. So I'm guessing in his mind, he probably thought, hey, I should bring down this stuff to Dominica and then maybe get the registration or everything like that. But from my understanding, from what is being stated in the clip, it seems like one of the individuals or the individual in charge of writing this letter, or maybe associated to this letter, stated that they have no dealings with the individual. But furthermore, if the individual is bringing firearms and this kind of things there to Dominica, and you're bringing it for an organization, shouldn't you then inform the organization that's what you're trying to do? However, they mentioned that he had certain behaviors right there. Recent, inappropriate and fraudulent behaviors. So I don't really know what was going on right there with that individual. But that's just the emails I get. Anybody who wants to come to Dominica, hey, come to Dominica, free up yourself and whatnot, but you need to also abide by the laws of the land right there, which I should have asked a few lawyers about holding ammunitions in Dominica. Anyways, guys, we're moving along right there. So according to the Feed My Sheep, this is them right there, brothers and sisters. It has been cut up in bits and pieces, but you get the whole gist right there.
I grew up in a family of mission. My grandfather was born in Africa and was sold as a slave in America. And then he came during the emancipation as a young man, and he was sold to the British. And
your grandfather, your father's father? I thought slavery was over a long time ago, but it's a huge possibility.
And the British sold him to a farm in Delhi. That's where he got the permission from the Queen to open the village. And so I come from a family that we learned how to survive and to serve. And so it's in my blood. I'm Linda Augustine, born and raised in Delhi, in a beautiful village close to heaven. From
You're right, close to heaven for sure. Delhi is, yeah boy, Delhi is close to heaven.
There, I moved to Canada to further my education. I was raised with missionaries, local and foreign, so I have a mixed background. And from there, I moved to Canada, where I was trained in horticulture. I did horticulture in Harbour College and theology, and came back to Dominica to further the work that I love to do, which is mission.
Okay, that's good.
In taking
That's an interesting dress.
care of children, we took care of them and raised them up and prepared them for a better tomorrow. I've done that for many years, and it brings me great satisfaction and joy. It's really rewarding. No words can describe the joy when you rescue someone from catastrophe, like from suicide, from the street, and then we take them from little, we watch them grow up till they reach a stage where they could be so independent, having their own farm, their own home. Some have their master's degrees, some become doctors, lawyers, doesn't matter what, but the point is that
I'm guessing these are the individuals right there who grew up with the organization and have made something from themselves.
they're off the street and they learn to be secure. And I take great joy in doing this kind of work.
The reason why I'm involved in Feed My Sheep is because I enjoy working with people. I enjoy seeing people move from one stage in their life to the next and develop from one challenge and overcome the challenge and become positive people who can give back to society.
Finally, before leaving Dominica, we said our goodbyes to Lena at the Feed My Sheep charity.
So it is a jewel, and that's honestly true, because the world, people sometimes highlight stars, like
Stars, yep.
people who can
Celebrities.
perform, and these people
And then the people who actually help people, they go unnoticed. Because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I never knew that this organization existed. I never knew that. Feed My Sheep, I never knew that organization existed. And it seems like it's a good organization on the basis of trying to help people, especially people who are struggling or coping with life. And it seems like she has some sort of degrees in that regard. I'm guessing the people also help her have some sort of, you know, skill set in that region, because they are proof the proof is in the pudding. They are people who have gotten the masters and so forth from very early, from the understanding of them growing up to even obtaining masters as they got older. So I think that the proof is in the pudding right there.
Well, look, the village runs by jewels, and that's why I wanted you to see my village. We run by jewels. People that just put themselves to taking care of the community.
And the community is in MAHAUT right there. So she's from Delices, and I guess a number of persons from across Dominica tend to be a participant of the organization. And of course, I think the Jason Grog guy, he came, tried to also assist, but in his assisting, he maybe have left out certain information about bringing the ammunition to Dominica, or if it actually is him that is doing these things. But a number of persons were sending me this letter as a result of the white man who got arrested. Like I said before, I don't think he had ill intentions. I just think the way he went about doing it was not the wisest way to do it. He sent me messages on when you come to Dominica and everything like that, watching my videos, which is a good thing. But you know, you should have been, you know, you can't just bring weapons in Dominica. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. This is all your boy has for this year reaction on BrBpTV. I'll see you guys in the next one.